What's up, guys? Honey Attitude here, bringing you Black Clover manga review. This was chapter 198, titled "The Fifth Leaf Clover Grimoire." We learned a lot of epic things in this chapter. For starters, I want to get off with that situation of what the elf explained in the beginning of, not the elf, but the demon. We haven't got his name yet, but he explained in the beginning that a fifth leaf clover is not born, it is created. And the way it is created by a four-leaf clover falling into darkness. And that's when it changes from the four-leaf to the fifth leaf. And while he's explaining this, we see Petri, still, hanging up. And as you see in the thumbnail, his hatred and his despair becomes so dark that he actually became a dark elf. And now he's enhanced with, demon magic. And he basically breaks out of it, and we see that his book has changed. It's no longer a four-leaf clover. It is now a five-leaf clover. And I'm like, this begs up the question now about Asta. Asta has a fifth-leaf clover. And it was also stated before that that book is not supposed to be his. But he was chosen by the book. So this brings up two theories. One, that probably was Lynch's book, and when he fell from despair, it left him and picked Asta to be his new leader. That's why he could use those swords just like the elf leader, which was Lynch at that time. Or maybe Asta would have been like Yuna. Maybe he would have had a four-leaf clover as well, but since he was unlucky and he was born with no magic, that despair and pain he went through all those years converted his book into a five-leaf. And that's actually his original book, and he just has similar magic to Lynch. So people are thinking that it's actually Lynch when it's actually his own. It could be either or. But that begs the question of which one is it? It's like, yeah, we have a lot of things answered, but at the same time, there's a lot of things unanswered by that. But it was very interesting to get that information. And as you see in the thumbnail, Petri is now become darkness. And you have Vahai there on the floor, and he's shook, and he's like, Lynch, Petra, what's going on? We also get to see two old characters that we haven't seen in a while pop up. We've seen Veltos and Raid, but they didn't come out. They was in the back hiding, and they were super, super freaked out and shook about the pressure and the darkness of the demon. So they just stood hiding. They didn't bother to come out. And then we have the demon also healed himself with his word magic because he took some damage from Yuna. And Yuna was like, damn it, I almost had him. And this is when things get weird, because he told him, well, you're not fighting me, you're fighting him. And then the person he was talking to, of course, was the dark elf, Petri. And Petri went to attack them. And he used that technique that he used before, the judgment sword technique, where a whole bunch of light swords is being thrown at you. But it had a different name attached to it. It was known as dark magic light. It was known as dark demon magic / light swords of judgment. And I'm like, it abbreviated with more, And the swords wasn't made of light. They were made of darkness, but with the attributes and speed of light. So it's like a fusion. I guess you can say it's kind of like chaos magic for anyone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any other type of RPG games when you fuse light and dark magic together. So he swings that at them, and Yuna used Mana Zone to evade, but he still got clipped in the arm, and he even stated that it hurts a lot. And Asta, he was able to deflect most of them as well. He just got pushed back into the ground, but he was able to deflect them. And it was stated by Asta and Yuna that Petra, it's a lot stronger now that he's in this dark elf mode. But at the same time, I believe he also stated that Asta has gotten stronger with the Grimoire. So it's like both of them have a power up since the last time they fought each other. Also, so did Yuna. So they fighting, and Asta screaming at the demon, telling him, "Don't run away, you big jerk. I still got a bone to pick with you," and stuff like that. But then he gets attacked in the neck by a light sword from Petrie, and of course he just sidestepped and parried it. But you can tell that Asta and had got a lot stronger from the last time they had to fight Petrie and the old Lynch. So, or not the old Lynch, but that other being that he had summoned from a couple of chapters back. So he got him pretty strong, both of them. But I don't think they combine. I still don't believe they're on Lynch or Petrie's level. But especially this Petrie, who is even stronger now, thanks to the Infuse of Darkness and Despair. But we did get in the ending of the cover page of the chapter page, we did get two stairways, and there's two people going up those stairways. On the left stairway is Yami running up, and on the right stairway is Nazo, Noah's brother, running up. And they both got like this really scared, shook face, because before we get that ending panel, we see Petrie in front of Yuno and Asta, and it looks like he's about to do that bomb thing. If you remember, Reto and Fana, they both did it when they couldn't win and they see themselves losing to their opponents. They do that magic barrier thing where they surround themselves in like magic until it complete dense and then they blow up. It looks like he's using that technique. So, could we see all the mana coming out of his body, making that spear on him? So most likely that's what he's going to do. He's going to most likely blow himself up. And Asta tried to do that, that no talk, no jutsu, try to talk him out of it. But unlike other series, Naruto, yeah, it didn't work. So I'm happy. I would have been kind of upset if he would have like talked to Petrie and be like, we both have the same enemy. We're both going through the same struggle. We should be working together. You know, the speech that he gave him, it wasn't the same exact words. I'm just paraphrasing, but I would have been mad if that speech would have worked and he would have just snapped out of it like it's nothing. And then it'd be like all this build up for nothing. I also like how like this villain, the demon character, I like how like unlike other villains, he's not just here and he's not just monologuing, I did this, and he's not really doing nothing. We actually see him laying hands and beating their asses right at the same time, doing what he needs to do to accomplish his goal and monologuing. In most, Shaolin series, especially Shaolin Jump, I guess you say, the most, when the enemies finally reveal themselves or come in, all they do is like talk for like 3-4 episodes or chapters, and then they start the fighting. So I'm happy we didn't get that with this character. But that was the end of the chapter. Again, I'm very interested now that we have that information that the Fifth Leaf Clover books are actually created. They are not born like the first 4. And the only way to create the Fifth Leaf Clover is that you have to be a fallen 4-leaf clover. So that's very interesting that they're bringing up the Clover books and how their system is. Because that was a question that we all had in the back of our minds, is like, how do these clovers evolve, and can you evolve your book into a greater book? So I guess if the 4th leaf can be a fallen book and fall into the 5th, I wonder about the other 3 books. Can they evolve or fall into darkness? That brings up a lot of questions. A lot of things are answers in these last 2-3 chapters, but at the same time, it's like we have a whole bunch of questions. And then another question I want to know is, can Nazo and Yami, can they work together to stop Petrie from that explosion? Or whatever that technique is. Because it looks like he's about to blow up, but it could be something else. But, yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Share with your family and friends. Give this video a like. Please make sure you hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I post the upload, because sometimes YouTube won't give it to you. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions on this. Follow me on Twitter, link will be down below. But that's all I have for you guys. Peace.